So for students like me who are aiming to become professionals or who are aiming to become more performing based dancers, we use a lot of movements in our basic riyas.
Yeah.
So those movements, sometimes we get confused whether we can use those movements in our performances, or is the riyaz and the performance two different things. So whether I am a basic level student or an intermediate student or an advanced student.
Correct.
The riyaz up till a point remains very common for all of us.
Absolutely.
Because the
Tadkar
basics
has to be tadkar. Movements have to be the way it is done, right? Chakkars the same way.
So how do we slowly bring our body and the mind to a position where we can use those kind of movements, or whether we can use those movements in our performances as well, when we try to create something little better?
So it's a good question because you know, there when I was training, and I'm still learning, so this is a very commonly asked question, and also in my mind as a performer, I will always think that as a student, you see, not as a performer, that okay, मैं ये चीज़ें रोज अपने क्लास में आके करती हूँ, आधा घंटा करती हूँ, 1 घंटा करती हूँ, 2 घंटा करती हूँ, राइट? बट इसका क्या फायदा?
जी,
क्या ये मैं द क्वेश्चन इज दैट, राइट, कि क्या मैं ये जो रोज कर रही हूँ अपने रूटीन रियाज में, इसको मैं स्टेज तक ले जा सकती हूँ? दैट यू नो योर क्लासरूम डांस इज डिफरेंट एंड व्हाट यू टेक ऑन स्टेज इज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट, बट डेफिनेटली देयर इज अ ब्रिज, right?
Yes.
So you don't take the standard there, the standard changes, right? The presentation changes, correct? The musicality changes, the costumes are added, there are many things that add up, so it becomes a layer. But definitely there's a foundation of everything.
Yes.
And that's what your question is, that to build on that foundation, right?
Yes.
कि फॉर इंस्टेंस हम अगर क्लास में होते हैं, अपने भी जैसे क्लास में रोज करते हैं, मूवमेंट्स करते हैं, राइट? बेसिक जो मूवमेंट्स है, चाहे वो बिगिनर हो, इंटरमीडिएट हो, एडवांस हो, राइट? पहला यही होगा कि 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, correct? Same goes for left.
Yes.
Right? Now the second is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. इसी चीज को आप गोलाई से भी ले जा सकते हैं या स्ट्रेट लाइन के हिसाब से भी जा सकते हैं. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yeah. The next one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yeah. Then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. These are all very, very basic movements. Then we can also add. So then we go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So these are more kind of linear movements.
Yes.
Right? Now, let's try and do these right and left. So I'll take you there. Let it be a process for you to understand. Right? Now, the points that we need to really consider, keep in consideration, are that every time we initiate a movement, you need to first breathe. That has always been my thing, right? That you have to start with a breath. You know, so never just start a movement flat. So always start with a breath. Now, where does the movement initiate from? ठीक है, हाथ का मूवमेंट कर रहे हैं, तो क्या ये हाथ से शुरू होता है? मेरे हिसाब से नहीं. ये आपके टो से शुरू होता है. The movement actually starts when you breathe. You will see it should not be a breath that is just upward. Your breath needs to start. You actually breathe from here.
Yes.
I know, but it needs to travel down there also. So the toe takes the weight, transfers it to your navel, goes up, and then initiates the movement. That's how a movement will be initiated, no matter you take it on stage, as a part of a choreography, you put it, you use this movement as a part of a production, or you use it in your classroom thing. That's very, very important. Why the breath? So that the entire body is active, in an active mode, right? So everything is breathing. Everything is breathing. So once again, let's do it. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Show me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. Correct. Now, if that instruction is not with you, if you just have to do it with your hand,
Yes.
let me see the difference. What I'm saying actually shows or it doesn't show.
Yes.
Let's see that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct?
Yes.
Let's do it the way I asked you to.
Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 2. It's, for me, this is dance. That's how I see Kathak.
Yes.
Everything has a point of start, a point of comma, as my guru Kumudini ji said, and a point of full stop.
Yes.
But that full stop is never a full stop.
It's always a connection.
It's always a connection, and that's why Kumi Ben said there's a comma, never a full stop, right? So that's exactly what we're trying to follow right now. Okay, the same thing goes for this. Now, if you breathe, your knee will get activated.
Yes.
So you breathe through, yeah, correct. And automatically, when everything is active, when everything is alive, your body will direct you to have the right posture. The right tailbone, the right nose line. Correct? For a better understanding. ठीक है, बिगनर को ये सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, पर अगर आपने बिगनर को ये सिखा दिया तो आगे जाके उसको बहुत फायदा होगा. इसलिए छोटी छोटी चीज़ों पे भी गौर करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि हमें लगता है कि चलो ये बिगनर है, इसको क्या ज़रूरत है, ये इतना ही कर ले. उसको आप 4 टुकड़े कम सिखाएंगे वो चलेगा, but these basics have to be absolutely clear. Alright, so we were talking about me, yeah? So same thing goes, breathe first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. लेफ्ट से 1, 2, 3, नो रश, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, there are other ways of doing it also. Okay, so we just try and do something else. Basically, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're just building it more, making it more busy. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The two basic mean patterns. There are many, right? But let's now kind of build something. For instance, okay, okay, I have so and so tukra.
Yes.
I don't have movements for it. Or maybe I have movements for it, but I want to change the approach. Right? Talking about different levels.
Yes.
Advanced mind might want to change it. Intermediate might want to maybe just learn a few new movements, and a beginner might just want to observe and know how the idea initiates. Correct? So now, कौन सा है? So tikda 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 tat 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 tikda 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 tikda. That's a very basic, simple टुकड़ा. ठीक है? tikda 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 tikda. अब उसके बहुत सारे तरीके हैं, सब अलग अलग घराने में अलग अलग तरीकों से किया जाता है. Let's forget about everything.
Yes.
Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this box that we are standing in. A fresh new box where there's scope of creativity. मान लो हम लोग ने ये वाला मूवमेंट उठाया, ये कर रहे थे ना,
हाँ जी।
ये कर रहे थे. सो मान लो तिगधा तिगधा ये आया, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, राइट. ठीक है,
यस,
ये भी किया था हमने, ये भी किया था हमने, दो मूवमेंट उठाए. सो तिगधा 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 दिग दिग थे, तिगधा 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 दिग दिग थे. Let's do tat tat tat
tat, tat.
Correct. The approach changes, the space factor, the timing,
Yes.
everything changes. Right? So, शुरू से करें. Pa, छः, सा, ta, तिगधा 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 दिग दिग थे, तिगधा 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 दिग दिग थे, ta 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 ta. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई. यहाँ पे ना जी. So let's go. For instance, we go तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे. 5 6 7 8. क्या किया था मैंने? 5 6 7 8. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे. हाँ, पर वो मीन का ही अप्रोच लेंगे, है ना. कहाँ पे थे? यहाँ थे. ठीक है. सो तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई पहला
जी.
5 6 7 8. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई. So for instance, we go तिगधा. So we just use it in the circular form.
Yes.
1 2 3 and तिगधा दिग दिग थे. Nose line उधर. Second तिगधा दिग दिग थे. दो बार
जी.
So 5 6 7 8. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे. Correct? Now we can use, for instance, this one, right? 5 6 7 8 थे, ई. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई. थे, ई. Correct, right? So तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई. अब जाएंगे यहाँ से.
जी.
तिगधा दिग दिग, यहाँ बैक आएगा. थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे.
ओके.
तो ये जो मूवमेंट्स थे,
हाँ,
ये जो मूवमेंट्स है, हमने उसको पीछे की तरफ यूज करना. ठीक है. तो आप कहाँ थे?
यहाँ से
यहाँ पे थे. 5 6 7 8. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग था. 5 6 7 ता, तिगधा 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 दिग दिग थे, तिगधा 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 दिग दिग थे, ता ता ता. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, ई. तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग थे, तिगधा दिग दिग था.